When you first see the Melon Girl in Dr. Stone, your first thought probably isn't, she's going to have one of the best underdog stories in anime. Yet, no character made me shed more tears this year than Suika. And it's because this girl, who for the majority of her life saw herself as useless, becomes the most unlikely hero in Dr. Stone, one who quite literally saves not only the world, but humanity itself. In a world of geniuses and warriors, it's a child that's neither whose story made her one of my favorite characters in anime. Honestly, she's probably locked in as my #1 protect at all costs character ever. To understand her story, you need setup. Basically, one day out of nowhere, a green light appeared on the horizon and all of humanity was turned to stone. 3,700 years later, circumstances allow a young scientist named Senku to be revived, and he works to bring back civilization through science. Unlike you or I, he's actually capable of doing it too. But turns out, he's not alone. His adopted father, along with other astronauts, had survived in space. Upon returning, they started a mini-civilization, and thousands of years later, those descendants meet Senku. Suika is part of that village. From her first appearance, I was hooked. The melon mask is instantly iconic, but behind it is a scared child with a lot of insecurities. She has a very low opinion of herself. She's just a useless melon. The root cause of this is she has the fuzzy sickness, meaning she can't really see. With her lacking eyesight, she feels like a burden compared to the others, especially because they have all these incredible skills she doesn't. She's not a genius like Senku, or a craftsman like Kaseki, a warrior like Kohaku, or ambitious like Chrome. Of course she'd feel this way. All of those people are amazing in her eyes. Meanwhile, she's never been useful. She lives in a failing community. Of course she'd want to help, but she can't. Also, her inability to see causes her to scrunch up her face and squint, which scares the people around her. So not only does she feel useless, she feels isolated. She wears the melon mask to hide her face, but really it goes deeper than that. She feels like she won't be accepted without it. It's not only protection from being judged, but from being seen. It's a shield from criticism and connection, both a blessing and a curse. Upon meeting Senku, she goes through a major culture shock. She grew up in the stone world. To her, science is magic. But that's not what's most important. It's how he treats her. Senku never asks her why she wears her mask. He treats her as he would anyone else. He tells her, "The kingdom of science doesn't turn anyone away. We're counting on you." For the first time, someone believes in her. This motivates her to try and help in any way she can, and it's a bit of a roller coaster. She gathers sand, but can't help turn it into iron. Although the more I think about it, it does become pretty clear that for a big part of the early seasons, Suika is straight up child labor. Not ideal. But that doesn't mean she's without her own strengths. She is kind, curious, and determined. She is also perfectly equipped to be a scout because she excels in stealth. Due to this, she's coined with a new name, one much better than Useless Melon, Great Detective Suika, and she's overjoyed to see how much faith they have in her. She won't let them down. And she's rewarded for that in one of my favorite moments in the series. She spent her entire life thinking she's less than, broken even, but Senku reveals the truth. She's not sick. There's nothing wrong with her. She just needs glasses. Hearing this makes her, and me, tear up. All she wants is to see how beautiful the world really is, even if only once. Senku can do that for her. He leads her out into a field of flowers, and in the middle of her speaking, drops her improved mask onto her head, and she instantly falls silent. She can't find the words to describe what she's feeling, but we can see from the tears flowing down her cheeks. This means everything to her. It's not just seeing the beauty of the world, it's seeing she was never useless. She just needed Senku to show her the value she always had, and man does that hit right in the feels. But character arcs are rarely linear. When the village games take place, she's captured, which hinders their team's plans and once again makes her doubt her own value. Thankfully, she makes up for it. She has a major role in intel gathering against the Tsukasa Empire, a group trying to kill Senku. And it goes beyond information, she even helps save Chrome when he's kidnapped. I want to stress this was an actual war, and a child going behind enemy lines and playing a significant part in turning the tide of that battle is a huge step for someone who thought they couldn't do anything. Another key success she has is with a pig she befriends. She protects it from being slaughtered for food. There are two reasons why this is important. It It highlights her kindness, which comes back later, but this pig ends up being the one that leads them to oil, a major resource for the Kingdom of Science. The war with the Suika Empire ends, and the story heads down a new path. Senku has what he calls revival fluid, which allows him to revive anyone who is turned to stone, but they need more materials to make an infinite supply of it. So they build a boat and head to a place they coin Treasure Island. She's snubbed from the all-star team invited on the trip, but she sneaks aboard anyway, because her desire to help is deeply ingrained in her. And it's a good thing she came. Upon arriving, for the first time since episode 1, we see a green light headed towards them, the same light that turned humanity to stone. While most of the crew is petrified, Ryusui entrusts the future to Suika. That won't be the last time this happens. He made the right choice. Suika plays a huge role gathering intel, disguising their resources, and more. On Treasure Island, they accomplish their goal of making a large supply of revival fluid. Upon returning, Ryusui even calls her a true warrior. But there's an even more important discovery. They find the object that petrifies others. They call it the Medusa, but it's out of power. A lot of time passes and they head to America to gather more materials, where a whole new game starts. Turns out America has a civilization too, led by a dictator named Dr. Zeno. After some conflict, they kidnap Zeno for his scientific knowledge, but his bodyguard, best friend, and probable lover Stanley doesn't like that and gives chase. Stanley's a mercenary and willing to kill anyone who gets in his way. This chase goes from North to South America, where the Kingdom of Science gets cornered and they don't have the weapons to fight back. But they do have a trick up their sleeve. They figured out how to power a Medusa, so why not turn everyone to stone? As long as someone stays hidden far away with revival fluid, they can revive everyone. And guess who's chosen to be part of the survival team? Great Detective Suika. Her and Francois go off together, except this is the Amazon. Danger lurks around every corner. A poisonous spider bites their enemy, and just like when Suika couldn't watch an innocent animal be put down, she can't let a human die either. She rushes to help, but because of her kindness, she gets caught. The entire plan has fallen apart, and it's her fault. Stanley takes on a more aggressive approach. He and his soldiers open fire, and for the first time, Dr. Stone turns truly dark. We watch characters we care about fall one by one, shot in cold blood. We even see them shoot at Suika. Her mask shatters and blood flies everywhere. Stanley's group has the guns, they have the revival fluid. They've won. Worse yet, the Medusa was activated, and because of the desperate circumstances, it's not a specific area that's going to be turned to stone like they planned, but the entire planet, except the fluid is gone. Through the chaos, we see movement. Someone's running. It's Suika, and I swear to God as I was watching this, I actually cheered out loud. Somehow, against all odds, she's alive, and as she stumbles forward, clutching the last hope for humanity, you can feel the desperation. Bullets rain down upon her and she falls, shattering most of their supply, but she manages to throw the last vial they have to Chrome. The Kingdom of Science works together to create one last failsafe, a single container of revival fluid placed high up in a tower. It might take time, but eventually there will be enough sound to cause it to fall and shatter. When it does, whoever stands beneath it will be freed. This is a massive responsibility. This one person will be trusted to restore humanity, but there's no Senku, no Chrome, no Ryusui, no Gen. They're all shot, scattered, or gone. There's only one person left. Suika. Senku says it himself, it has to be her. And so this little girl, who could barely even see without her mask, who grew up in a world without science, is now entrusted with the fate of all of humanity. For 2 full years, along with everyone else on Earth, she is petrified. When the fluid finally breaks on her, she's free, but alone. There's nothing left. No revival fluid, no food, no friends. She's starving, sobbing, and breaks down. She's never been more vulnerable than in that moment. She's terrified, certain she'll die alone, until it hits her. This is exactly what Senku went through. He woke up alone too. We even saw how much it impacted him on Treasure Island when for a brief moment, he was alone again. If he could push through it, then so can she. She won't give up. She's going to bring everyone back, just like Senku did. I love the callback they give here too. When Senku woke up thinking he was alone on the planet, he told some nearby monkeys he's human. Basically, he was referencing evolution. It was symbolic for him restarting the world. Now placed in the same situation he was, Suika says the same thing to monkeys around her. But wanting to save everyone and actually doing it are very different things. Suika can barely read. She doesn't understand chemistry. She's a child carrying the weight of humanity on her small shoulders. When she finds Kohaku's statue, she holds it tight, desperate for some kind of comfort. She drags around stone bodies twice her size to keep them safe, builds a shelter, and searches for food to survive. Every day is a struggle, but thankfully Senku left her a roadmap to bring everyone back. There's multiple ways to make revival fluid, but unfortunately she's only capable of doing one of them, which will take at least a year. So she works, day after day, month after month. She fails, she cries, she picks herself back up. Eventually she builds a nitric acid farm only for it to be destroyed by rainfall. A full year's worth of effort is down the drain in a single night. But does she let that discourage her? No, she refuses to give up. She will try over and over again until she gets it right. No matter how many times she fails, she will keep trying. That's something Senku taught her. I think it's really important symbolically that her mask was destroyed too, because that version of her, the one that needed to hide behind it to protect herself, she's gone. She shed those insecurities. This girl is brave, tenacious, and will do whatever it takes to save the world, even if she has to fail over and over again first. Another great symbolic part of this is how she models her clothes after Senku, even down to the writing on it. And shout out to Sarah Wiedenheft, who did an amazing job voicing her here. She clearly cares about that character. And then, at last, after 5 long years, she does it. She creates revival fluid. Of course, the first words that come from Senku's mouth are he sees she's been useful. She can't hold back her tears as she leaps to hug the first person she's seen in 5 years. And you know, there might be a few coming for me too, especially when she frees Kohaku and gets that hug she's been waiting 7 years for. All of it is amazing. If you can't tell, Suika and her story mean a lot to me. The girl who once thought she was useless single-handedly brought humanity back from the brink. It's a great story about how you can accomplish anything. That's Suika, a useful girl who saved the world. Now subscribe or get petrified.